Okay, so I'm doing some Photoshop coloring. I did my drawing. I'm not going to do drawing for you, but here's how he looks like. I can zoom in quite good before he starts to get blurred out. If the drawing is too small, then you'll have to resize it. And you need to pick out like a really good gradation for him. So I already got a couple tests, swatches. So I never start on a grade unless you got like a really expensive centique. So, plus for tablet you get a lag sometimes. And it's pretty expensive, so expensive hobby. I think he should be darker. You won't get the right blue all the time, so that's how it is. Pretty flat. It's 2 pixels. I have to keep it within certain distance, I guess. And you got your pencil sketch all done. Coloring is the fun part if you have the right brush. So I have at least 4 or 5 brushes for coloring, maybe 2 brushes for line drawing, and the rest are like crappy brushes. So I have to redo another color swatch since I changed the value. So I just pretty much know the value of him, and I'll have to find where the blue changes color for Batman. I don't mind drawing a newer style of Batman, but not all the time. Newer style is to my taste, so I tend to look for the old style. But then the old style, you need like a centique worth like $2 so to get those fine marks on your page. And this will go right over him with shading. I think I lowered the opacity a bit too much. Opacity, bump it up a little bit. Yeah, that's right. Bit too soft for my taste. I'll have to go back to my reference, but I don't really show the actual reference. YouTube, they don't like it, so I show you a reference from my sketch, and I'll look up the reference after where I need to be more dark and blue, where I need to be a little bit more lighter. So the best way, I think, is just scan from like a crappy printout. You don't need a printout in color. I don't sell my work at all. Just for fun. For a hobby, I guess. Okay, in this arm. So I'll have to go back into my reference every now and then. See where the value changes. I know the cape is like a really dark. Like a rough block in a darker cape. And I try not to keep more than like 10 brushes. yeah, I don't know how getting work for comics is, how pay rate is for coloring comics, if it's different from Disney or not. But Disney's in the US, so most of them are. Not any of your countries, and getting a job like that, plus the rent, you need an apartment to live, you need food, whether or not that stuff is affordable, plus you need money to get there. So digital, it's really tough getting a job. You need to have a ton of money saved up. And who knows if you ever will get it back. Because you gotta keep paying the rent, you gotta keep buying food. And eating outside, I don't like it. So I never bothered with digital for school. It's a little hobby of my own. As much coloring as I can get right now. I don't want to make the video too long. I can make another layer. Teachers like to see sometimes just the final piece. They don't really care for progress. I don't know what color his tights are. Probably a dark color. Could even go darker. But then I really look at the reference. Well, this brush is not bad. I don't want to keep more than 10-15 brushes. Shading. Where I need shading. This nice little brush as well. Highlights are not important, but nice to put some in. Not enough for me. Comic book people, cartoons are pretty picky. So bookwork, I try to avoid it as much as possible. That's very confusing. You get paid who knows how. There's a lot of bad stories about it too. So, and if I need to finish up the background, I will. But usually I just don't care about the background. Like Batman coloring. And for a teacher, I could show like one or two progress, but not really needed. So just make another layer to finish off the skin. Usually try to save it last to pick the skin value, something like light color maybe. Skin. That could be too light, but we'll see. Skin value, so it's very little skin. He's got a mask. Anyway, the progress coloring for comics don't always have to do Disney, unless you're getting a paid job. Then kind of stuck with Disney. So getting out there is who knows how expensive. So make sure you can afford it. Thanks for watching. And this is Photoshop.